Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Elephant Exposed. I am your host, Mr. CJ Jones, and our co-host, Mr. Dwayne Stinson, is back with us once more. Good morning, sir, or good morning, afternoon, whichever one it is to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good let's call it afternoon. Yeah.
Afternoon. All right, we'll go with that. Side note, I hope everyone is being safe and warm and good. And thank you to all of our very new subscribers. And we're going to uh just put out some facts here because that is the whole purpose and point of having Elephant Exposed. We will try to stay away from emotion and we want to stick with some facts, not some
hmm
correction, facts, period. Okay,
hmm
emotions come and go, but we want to stick with facts. And these, I have about six facts that we want to talk about the tragic death, the tragic killing of Mr. Alex Jeffrey Peretti. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to do a little bit of a read, and then I do have a share screen I do want to bring up, and we're going to hear from the Peretti family, meaning his father and mother, the letter that they wrote concerning their feelings about his tragic killing. So, first, who was Alec Peretti? Well, first of all, he was a beloved son of, of a two-parent household of Michelle and Susan Peretti. Fact number two, he was an ICU nurse who worked at the VA, guys.
Mm.
That means
Wow.
he looked out for people like me,
Wow. That's crazy.
a literal hero
Mm, mm, mm,
of
mm,
veterans, a nurse in the ICU.
mm.
Three, he was a legal concealed carrier.
Mm.
You already see where I'm going with this, right?
hmm
That means he was well within his rights to carry his firearm. Next fact, he just so happened to be recording, which is also within everyone's legal right,
hmm
everyone legal right to film the current events that was happening on that street
hmm
until he just so happened to record and witness a female being violently and aggressively pushed down to the ground by these so-called ICE people. I'm tired of calling them agents. They are not officers. They are just, in my opinion, these are just regular civilians with only 47 days of training,
Wow.
so-called training. In other words, they're just deputized.
Mm.
And I have a real hard way of even a real hard time even getting that out of saying that they are deputized, but that's what they're hiding behind.
Mm.
And even that 47 days is symbolic of what Orange 45 came up with. So it relates back to Orange 45.
Mm.
So when he saw that, he did what any other regular man would do.
hmm
You see a female getting shoved violently to the ground, it is instinctive or should be instinctive for you to want to intervene
Mm.
and protect said female. And so that's exactly what he did. He made himself a human barrier between them and her. And when he went to go act as that human barrier, they both got pepper sprayed. And then now the focus is strictly on him
Mm,
because he stood there and he took it.
mm,
And so this is where the video began to pick up because now they're trying to put him down on the ground, trying to wrestle him down. He ain't going down easy.
mm-hmm.
We all know that there's a lot of cussing and yelling, so a whole lot of unprofessionalism is going on and everything. And we all see or have seen the many videos that they get him down to the ground. Now, was the unfortunate part about our video is that you wasn't able to hear the audio. But through other resources, other platforms, the audio is there, and you do hear him say to them, I am armed. I'm a carrier. I'm a licensed, permitted carrier. That's when they freak out, wrestle him down even harder. That's when old boy come flying from around the corner with the jacket. He was the one that reached in, disarmed him, and as soon as he pulled the firearm off of Mr. Peretti's body, that's when you hear the succession of five gunshots. Not one, not two, not three. Five
Mm.
gunshots until his body goes limp. These are facts, ladies and gentlemen, not about anything that we've heard or I feel or whatever. No, we're only going by facts. So it was after they disarmed him, then that's when the succession of fire shots from these ICE people begin, and they executed Mr. Peretti. So, what's your take on that? What's your personal take on that, D?
Man, I'm glad all that information I didn't know. That's I didn't defeat the video that I saw. I didn't see the how it started with the lady. So from what we just heard, he was more of a man than any of them. He was he had more chivalry and heroic behavior in his pinky than
Yes,
they
sir.
did in the whole crew of them.
Yes.
He did what we taught to do as men.
Yes.
That's pathetic, man. And then to hear that he was, you know, a VA ICU nurse.
Mm-hmm.
When is it gonna stop? I mean, when is it gonna stop, man? It reminded me of, you remember Fernando Castile, the one that got killed, the black dude, when they were approaching his car, he told him, "I have a gun, but I'm licensed to carry," and
Exactly.
they killed him on camera.
Yeah.
And I remember when the video started, we thought the video was gonna deter this stuff. It's not. They they're
No.
they're so emboldened that they just whatever. We'll deal with it later on. See you in court. I
Yeah.
ain't going to jail. So,
Exactly. And that's what we was touching on a little bit from the original video. So
hmm
let's go ahead and of course, everybody can see this, but we'll just read it out loud for you know for uh just to be clear. So this is the statement that come from Michael and Susan Peretti. This is the parents of Alex Jeffrey Peretti, and quoted. And by the way, this comes from Reese Waters' platform. Big shout out to Big Bro, man. You are my inspiration for real. And if you guys haven't subscribed to Mr. Reese Waters, I highly advise you to do so. Not only is this gentleman, um, he brings the facts, but he also brings a little comic relief when warranted as well. But here we go. It says, we are heartbroken, but also very angry. Alex was a kind-hearted soul who cared deeply for his family and friends, and also the American veterans in whom he cared for as an ICU nurse in Minneapolis VA hospital. Alex wanted to make a difference in this world. Unfortunately, he will not be with us to see his impact. I do not throw around the word hero term very lightly. And by the way, neither do I. However, his last thought and act was to protect a woman. The sickening lies told about our son by the administration are reprehensible and disgusting. And we agree right here on Elephant Exposed. Alex is clearly not holding a gun when attacked by Trump's murdering and cowardly ICE thugs. He had his phone in his right hand, and his left hand was raised above his head while trying to protect the woman ICE just pushed down, all while being pepper sprayed. Please get the truth out about our son. He was a good man. Thank you. And that is the point. And that is the point and the purpose of Elephant Exposed, guys. That is what we're here for. That is what we are doing. Now, in my personal opinion, so we're going to go from facts to my personal opinion. Mr. Alex Pretti is yet another, what we like to call a martyr, a spark, a catalyst, a caucus belly. And if you don't know what those terms are, in other words, these lives that have been taken at the hands of these ICE people are trying to provoke and stir up civil disturbances to cause a civil war that they have been pining for forever.
Mm.
If you guys do remember, before he managed to slide into office, most of these far right individuals used to follow a platform called QAnon. And even then, they were talking about their plans on starting and preparing for a civil war. And this is why we have to pay attention. This is why we say stay woke.
Mm.
Because you have to stay ahead of said enemy. So this is what they're wanting. And this is why their officials of Minneapolis, I can't think of his name right now. I want to say it's Tim. This is why they're getting, and the governor is getting on national TV and saying, don't give them what they want. What they want is a civil war. And that civil war is to give Trump and his administration the excuse or the justification of taking over using martial law so that he can remain a modern day dictator.
Mm.
That is my personal opinion, but we are not dumb, and we see y'all. So here is the solution. Senators, get on your job. Defund this so-called charade of ICE and put real ICE agents in their place. Put them back on the border and let our local PD be local PD. That is my solution, guys.
Mm.
Okay, that's all I have for you guys right now. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And let's keep on exposing these elephants. Is there anything else that you want to give to the people before we go ahead and sign out there, D?
No, you wrapped it up in a nice, pretty bow. You said everything that I could think and more.
I
Appreciate you, my
appreciate
brother.
it. Well, thank you, my brother. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.